Hi guys, in the last video we created an application profile called App Profile Web, or the web version of an application profile which is defined. What we are going to be doing in this video is we are going to create an EPG and associate it with that application profile. Let's go. Okay, so as you can see, this was our previous call. Application profile. To speed things up, what we'll do is we will duplicate this file just to keep the same import structure, the URL lib, disable warnings, the same cookie handling, getting the cookie, appending the URL and base URL with the path. Payload will change. This is just to create the actual response through the requests library, request. And here is the entry point with the variables for the main script. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this, copy, paste here. I don't want to keep that here. This is going to be an EPG or endpoint group. So let's rename this to EPG. And we are going to rename the function to EPG as well. Now, at the moment, we don't know what we are going to do in terms of variables. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be using these two. So let's just keep that open for now. The payload will definitely change, so we will have to take that out. The path will change. So let's just keep that open for now. This will not be here anymore. Let's just see, we've got a name called EPG, function called EPG, so let's just make sure that this is called EPG. Save that for now. Now we're going to go back to the sandbox APIC dc.cisco.com lab. This is where we created our last EPG. Now underneath our EPG, we are going to create application profile. We're going to create our EPG, associated EPG. So we have still got open our API inspector from the last call, so I'm going to clear this and I'll clear it again and look for the posts specifically without scrolling to the bottom of the page. So let's create our first EPG, in this series at least. Okay, so we need an EPG name, so let's stick to our same naming standard of PY EPG. Copy PY EPG alias, PY EPG underscore description. And the only other thing we have to associate with is our bridge domain. Now we created a bridge domain called PYBD for that. And just to make sure, this is a flood-in encapsulation is usually disabled. But I know if you're running a more flat style network, then this should be enabled. So for that reason, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable this so that we get the key value pair inside of the JSON structure so that we can handle it. If you don't want it enabled, then you can always just keep the default by setting it to false. I think it is a Boolean. Okay, let's see, that's all done. This is obviously the finish button is going to create it. So let me first go here, clear this, and finish. Okay. As you see, I just got the new post up here. So I'm going to take that We are going to create a new page, and we want to pull out on payload. Now, as before, I primarily use this codebeautify.org JSON viewer. I'm going to put that in and structure it out nicely. It just makes things a lot faster to work with. So let's go back to that and we put it down. Path. I want to collect the path because this is now going to be the path that we are going to use in this function. As we said here, this is the path associated. This looks like it changed. From the previous one, the only extra section is that I've got a profile there, so I just need to add this section. Copy instead of the JSON, because the profile web name is here, the tenant is there, so we just need an EPG, which means in this section, to make this a bit more neat, I'm going to put this here. Now we know we need an EPG name, so let's go and create EPG name. We already created an EPG alias, and an EPG description. And if I'm not mistaken, we got the bridge domain in our payload. Let's go grab our payload quickly. Copy. Payload. There you go. Take that over so that we can see it a bit clearer. Oh, wait, that's way too far. Okay. So there's our bridge domain. So we know we've got a BD name. We know we've got a flood encapsulation. If we run into any other one, then we will put that in separately. Again, created, comma, modified. And now let's add to this. Okay, so here we wanted to do the EPG name, so let's do EPG name, EPG name is equal to EPG name. Tenant, profile, application profile, and EPG. So let's just go and collect this quickly. We'll put this on this section in one line. Okay, that's fine. We need that one over here, EPG name, profile name, and tenant. Okay. Let's go catch all our EPG names and just make this quick. EPG name. Those three are different. Okay. So, dot format, EPG name equal to EPG name. Copy and paste this one over here. This will be EPG alias. And this one is description. Okay, enabled. So this one will be enabled and disabled. So I'm going to give this a default of disabled. It was going to be called flood in cap. Flood in cap, and this was lowercase. So dot lower. Okay, then we need the bridge domain. PD name, copy. Okay, that seems to be it for this call. We now need to verify what do we need. We need these few. So let's just go. Tenant and profile names already there. Okay. So in this case, I want to enable this just to show that it is working. There. This is just going to be that. Okay. Okay, so EPG name is going to py EPG web. Let's call it, let's for example say this is the front end web. Let's call this endpoint group servers. The bridge domain we need to be very specific, so we will go and collect our bridge domain from what we had previously created. It seems to be empty in this one. But EPG, now we edited out with the wrong file. Easy way to go and look at that is just to go back to the APIC. Okay, so we created bridge domain and I want to look specifically at the policy here, policy name. Okay, so I know that this one will have to be renamed to bridge domain, and called bridge domain 1, and this one now is our EPG. I will fix that off screen. So now this one will become renamed ED, and in here I'll just do to do resolve change function into BD object creation. Okay. See, I think this should be everything. Let's save. Let's go back to our application profile, list of EPGs. Now I want to take this EPG out. We probably, through the confusion, we might get some errors, but we will deal with them one error at a time. Just make sure, okay, yeah, it's gone. Just to verify, we have all our URL, username, password. This will not work. Copy. This will have to be tenant name, application profile, EPG name, EPG alias, EPG description, BD name, and flood encapsulation. Save that. Okay, name. Let's just verify our JSON structure. End out. See there, we are missing brackets. Okay. Let's run again and test. Error occurred 503. Okay, so now we're not sure what error occurred, which is pretty good because now we can go and have a look at what is actually going on. So we want to print out response.text. Just to verify, we need to make sure. There seems to have been a different error. This was a login error. 403 is, I think, is forbidden. Let's run it again. Unknown property value enabled. Name flood encapsulation class. Okay. Let's verify this should be flood encapsulation should be exactly that. So copy flood encapsulation. Flood encapsulation is enabled. Spelling mistake. Okay. Run it again. Total count 200. Great. There it's working. So this is a good example of how to resolve errors. Now all I would do is I would take this print statement 8 out so that we don't flood our console. Save that, go back to the APIC, refresh the screen, and there you will see our EPG popping up. I'm going to go into this EPG, and we're just going to make sure that the description, as you see here, is the same. Policy, general, and the front-end endpoint group servers. So we have now created our EPG. We've associated to our application profile and the bridge domain. We've also handled an error when something is wrong and you are making a mistake. Good exercise. If you guys like the content and you want to take this journey through configuring ACI via Python, then hit the subscribe and like button, and I'll see you on the next video where we will be creating a physical domain, or on Cisco APIC, Cisco's version, they just call it the FizzDOM.